Open my eyes, time to moisturize, and tie my lace-up shoes. Some friend dropped by to see me. She said, "You're some cleaning whiz. You look so happy and you dress so snappy. Come on, tell me what your secret is." I said, "I'm a fly baby, flapping these pretty wings. I'm a fly baby, sticking to my routines. And it won't be perfect tomorrow, and it won't be perfect next year, but I'm still flying, baby, get my life in gear.
Good morning, everybody. Leanne and I have been getting our steps in because we have realized something. After comparing totes last night at dinner, we realized that if we don't do our stairs, our flights in the morning, we don't get them done. So it's got to be a morning thing. So we started at 9:45 this morning doing our flights, and we've added some intentional upper body exercises with each flight. So at one flight we did some modified push-ups. We need some upper body strength. This is what will help to get us off the floor if we need to get off the floor. Upper body strength. So we did some modified push-ups. I did a modified jumping jack on my second round, and we've been doing it quarter till the hour and a quarter after the hour. And I won't be doing that this time, but Leanne can do it and listen to me while she's doing it. And she'll be a little ahead, but we'll play catch up. Not really catch up, but we're staying together, on track together. We're making this loop as a team. We're running a relay race, and she's going to hand it off to me, and I'm going to hand it off to her. So I do have a true confession. Yep, true confession time, folks. Last night at Leanne's cooking, I did a bad thing. Yep. And I'm not beating myself up about it, but I have rules. And I have rules in place for a reason, because I know me. And one of those rules is don't do two things at one time. It's part of our 11 commandments. Don't try to do two things at one time. Well, I was trying to do a video and stay focused on doing, this hot melt spaghetti we were cooking. And I was just standing there. But she didn't have hot soapy water in her sink. So I went over to her sink to get the hot soapy water going. But the water was making too much noise. So I took the faucet and pulled it down, because it's one of those that you can spray with, and put it down in the water so it wouldn't make any noise. Well, guess what? I walked away from it. And that's my rule. Do not walk away from your sink when you're filling it with hot water. Now, nothing bad happened. The sink was caulked really well, and it didn't run over in the inside of the sink, because I felt along the wall of the sink underneath the sink. Nothing bad happened. It kind of overflowed into the disposal area. But wow, it was full of hot soapy water. We just put dishes down in it, and our cleanup was quite easy when we finally did. Mark and I had to bail water out of the sink to get it down low enough where we could put more dishes in it. And if you know yourself, follow these rules. Okay, what? Guess what, Leanne? What did water leak under your sink? Did you check to see if water leaked under there? Because it could have easily. Yeah, but you might need to check under the sink, because I checked the wall to see if it was wet, and it wasn't. But it could have gotten through a little crack somewhere. But it was flowing pretty good, and we didn't notice it until after the video was over, because If I'd have noticed it while it was going on, I would have admitted it right there. We did laugh. We did laugh a whole lot. But 2 rules I broke. Don't do 2 things at one time. Stay focused on what you're doing. And the other one is don't walk away from a sink or a bathtub. Sink or a bathtub when it's filling with water. So never, never, never walk away from a sink. There's my sister. Okay, I got questions. And I've got your questions and I've got the answers. So here we go. I got paint on my purple rag. Is there any way to get it off? Well, it's according to what kind of paint you've got on there. If it's an oil-based paint, you could probably use some turpentine on it, but then you'd have to wash it a lot. I think just be happy with a little paint on there. If it's covered in paint, then you may need to soak it in some turpentine or something outside, not inside. But let go of your perfectionism. This is what we've got to do. If we get a spot on our silver rags or a spot on our purple rags, let it go. I love to paint with a purple rag in my hand, a wet one, because then when you're painting, you just clean up as you go. I mean, I've used it for stain and lots of things, and it's a rag. It's a rag. It is a rag. So it's to be used, not to be preserved in pristine perfection. It's a rag. So use it. Use it. Use it. Can you write a book or article and talk about simple saving money? I've written lots of those. Cooking ideas, simple money saving cooking ideas Granny had. Well, Granny wasn't the greatest cook in the world. She cooked what she had. She put vegetables in the freezer. She grew a huge garden. I remember putting up corn. Granny's corn was some of the best in the whole wide world. I remember breaking green beans and shelling purple hull peas and doing lots of things to put vegetables away. And she liked her freezer. She had a huge chest freezer, and she had a stove out in her milk barn, and that's where we didn't heat the house up with putting stuff away, because when you got to blanch vegetables to put them in the freezer. So that's bringing a pot of water up to boil, and then you put some butter beans down in it and pull them right out. That's blanching. And then you cool them down quickly because it stops them from cooking, and then you put them in bags. That's blanching. So money saving ideas, she put stuff away from the garden all the time. Now if you have to buy the stuff to put it away, you're not really saving a whole lot of money. But if you know somebody that grows a garden that has a lot of tomatoes, you can make tomato juice, tomato sauce. You can do lots of things. Granny used what she had. She cooked what was in her freezer. She planned meals around, they had a smokehouse. I remember the smokehouse. They had a milk barn. They had cows. They had pigs. And her brother had a slaughterhouse. So they would raise calves and have them slaughtered. They would raise pigs and have them slaughtered, and it fed the whole family. I dare say we wouldn't have had any food to eat if it hadn't been for Granny filling us up every time we went to visit. So she does have some cute sayings. If you do what's right, God will take care of you. That's one of the big ones. That's one of the big ones. If you do what's right, God will take care of you. And if pretty is as pretty does. Now that's a good one. It's the actions you take that those actions are what change the world. But you just can't sit there and be pretty. You've got to do things in the process. You've got to do a lot of things. And my camera's cooking. Oh, let's see if that tilts me the other direction. Can you talk about anxiety eating? Oh my. There are days where I feel overwhelmed and nothing satisfies me. That's because you're not listening to your body. I remember being upset as a young wife and standing in front of the refrigerator and just eating, just poking my face full of food, usually macaroni and cheese. And that was my comfort food. And Leanne, write this down for our little book that we're working on. We worked on it last night some. Put anxiety eating down, and I think we talked about this in body clutter, but it needs to be addressed because it happens whether you're anxious or happy. Think about it. We celebrate birthdays with food. We celebrate everything with food. We celebrate divorces. We celebrate marriages. We celebrate with food. Leanne and I were talking about it last night. We celebrate with food. And when she lived in Charlotte, we had a wonderful place we liked to go. And yep, it was Italian. And they had pasta and it was good. So, we need to discuss anxiety eating and just emotional eating. Happy, sad, mad, glad. That's right. That's just all of these different ways that we eat. But we don't have to do that anymore. We have to have food in our house that we can utilize that won't put carbs on our backside. That we won't save the carbs. Do you have any tips or simple meal ideas for packing my children's school lunches? I feel like I'm always packing the same food. Make a basic weekly plan for your children's lunches. So one day, do a wrap of some kind. They love wraps. It makes them happy. Another day, do a sandwich. Cut them up differently. Send leftovers from the night before. We were talking about something, Leanne had some fish that was not as firm as she likes her fish. And we were talking about making but I don't know if the kids would eat this, but like a crab cake out of it. Make a crab cake out of it. But plan for your leftovers. Plan for your leftovers. And set up a basic, what do your kids like to eat? Let them sit down and make a list and then incorporate that into your menu planning and have those items in the house. You can do roll-ups, like take a tortilla and some slices of ham cook a ham. And then you can slice the ham and make a ham salad. You can do lots of things to send your kids to school with something different. So Leanne's got some great ideas for school lunches. And get a bento box. Get a little bento box that they can use. And then that gives you 3 compartments. So you know you've got to have a protein, you've got to have something crunchy, and you've got to have something crunchy and something fun. Because if you don't make it fun, they're not going to eat it. They're going to share it with somebody else. And Leanne will post a link to something about school lunches because she's got some great ideas and she's got a great deal going on right this minute on her dinner answers. And there's some stuff in there for school lunches. Can you discuss the new book you're writing? Oh boy, can we. We're having so much fun with this book, but it's time to start writing. And my friend is going to give me instructions. She's going to give me, let's just say, she's going to give me 6 topics. 6 topics, 6 essays she wants me to write. And if she'll give me those 6 essays, I'll have them written lickety-split. Lickety-split. So I got a dice. She sends me 6 topics, and I'll number them, and I'll roll my little dice. Die. Singular is die. But it sounds awful. I like a dice. So we're going to have a lot of fun writing this book, and it's time to get started. Yep. She's written some. I've written a little. We always start with our last chapter first. That's just how we do. That's how we roll. That's how it works. That's what Robert taught me to do. But this book we've pre-named it. We have a working title. We don't know if this title is going to stick, but it's Body Clutter Wise. Body Clutter Wise. Because we've been through the ups and downs of weight loss our whole life. We've been there. We've done that. We know the ups and downs, the roller coaster ride, the roller coaster of our emotions, the roller coaster of our weight, the roller coaster of our closets. Yep, we've been there. And we've learned some things along the way. And I know that we are stubborn. We are all a little bit on the stubborn side, and we have to learn it ourselves. But we're hoping that we can put a little bit of wisdom into your life from what we have lived. I mean, we were looking at the Bible last night, and the Titus woman, and in Proverbs, we're supposed to teach you. Here we are. We're in our 60s. We're postmenopausal, and we're happy and healthy, even though we're a little overweight. I'm a lot overweight. She's a little overweight. But we're healthy. Nothing keeps us from doing whatever we want to do. So, here we go. This book is going to be fun. I have 2 homes. Second one, I stay in for 3 weeks and then return to the first for a week. I have trouble keeping the first home clean with being gone so much. My husband will not keep up with the first house where he stays, so I return to a filthy home and feel overwhelmed with only a week to work on things. Do you have any suggestions about maintaining 2 homes, especially the one home where I'm only home for a week? Well, the issue is your husband's not on board, and he doesn't have to be on board. If you care about the way that home looks, then you're going to have to suck it up. And when you get home that first day, crisis clean. Just crisis clean. Most of what is all around is stuff he hadn't put away. So run around the house and start focusing on all those hot spots and put things away. When you first walk in the door, just grab a laundry basket and gather up things and then go put them where they belong. Because that's half of what's going on. Mail hadn't been processed. You got to go through the mail. So do a crisis clean. Focus on the kitchen for 15 minutes. Then focus on the living room for 15 minutes. And then focus on the bathroom for 15 minutes. And then rest for 15 minutes. And then do it again if you need to. But you can't expect him to be on board when you're not there. I mean, you're the one that cares about the way the house looks. Accept that. Be happy with that. And enjoy your time with your husband instead of complaining that he's a slob. And you didn't say that in here, but you're inferring it, that he's a slob and you have to do all the... If it bothers you, then you do it. Yep. If it bothers you, you do it. Come up with a way to do it. And then spend that time together after you get the house in order. Men, it's not that they don't get it, it doesn't bother them. It just doesn't bother them. They like a clean house, yeah, but unless you tell him it bothers you, then let it go. Just let it go and take care of it. You can do crisis cleaning for one day and do it 2 or 3 times during the day, and you'll get the house back in order in no time. And then you've got 6 more days to spend with your husband and not nagging and doing your routines. I grew up with a no shoes policy, and I have it in my own home as well. Oh, you poor baby. We live in the country, and I can't imagine what I would be tracking in if I dressed to shoes every morning. God love you. I live in the country too, and I have a dog that digs holes by my walkway. But guess what? I have a doormat. I have a doormat at my front door. And I have a rug inside my front door. And I learned how to wipe my feet when I was a kid. It keeps going. Listen to this. I'm not an excessive germaphobe. And I'm honestly seeking understanding here, not trying to be down on the ideal or challenge it. Oh, yeah. I can read between the lines. I would love to be able to be shoe ready to conquer the day. Maybe I'll just get a pair of house sneakers. She answered her own question. Now, just because I tell you to put on your shoes and that's so you can get out the door to put the trash out, to run after the baby that's going down the driveway. It's to be ready for anything. But if you've got to stop and put your shoes on, that's one more excuse. If you need a pair of shoes that you only wear in the house, then fine, do that. But don't try to change my system. If you don't like wearing shoes in the house, then find somebody else to follow. You can't follow 2 masters. So you're either going to wear your shoes in the house or you're going to find somebody else to follow. You got to put on your shoes. Shoes tell your head it's time to do something. If you're barefoot, you're liable to stump your toe on some hearth like at Leanne's house. She has a hearth on her wood stove that's this high. And I've seen Mark and Leanne stump their toes on that. But here lately when I go to Leanne's house, she's got her tennis shoes on. Yep, she does. And I've noticed. I hadn't said anything to her, but I noticed. And I think walking up and down the stairs, you need your shoes on. Now, if you have children that don't know how to wipe their feet, you need to teach them. You need to get one of those porcupine things you put by your front door that you can scrape your shoes on, and teach them how to do that and have a rug. People, if I get a workman at the house, he says, well, let me take my shoes. I said, no. We live here. We have a little dog that runs out and gets in the pond. And you know, every day my floors get done. Every day my floors get done. So folks, put your shoes on. If you want your kids to take their shoes off, then fine. But don't do it outside because spiders and stuff get in shoes. If you live out west, it's a tarantula or a scorpion. So take your shoes off in the house. Have a bench where people can take their shoes off. So be strong on this. You got to put your shoes on. I would like tips on following through with the bedtime routine when you're absolutely exhausted. I have a farm and homeschool, and by the time I finish my work, I feed the kids. I'm so tired, all I can do is fall in bed. Okay, here's the deal. You're starting your before bed routine too late in the day. Now, we had a testimonial this week from a lady who took her little tiles, and she had morning routine tiles and before bed routine. It can be cards like this. It can be index cards. It can be anything. But sit down and put your routines on tiles or cards or whatever. And then first thing in the morning, she takes her morning routine and her before bed routine and lays them out. She does it on her dresser, but Leanne and I were talking about this last night. We would have to have it in our kitchens or on our coffee table in the living room. That's where I work, in the living room. Leanne has an office, so she would probably have it in her office. But having those tiles readily available, she does her morning routine. So she could have them numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for a morning routine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for a before bed routine. And part of the before bed routine is setting up, this is our habit for next month, setting up your launch pad. What have you got to have for tomorrow? You can set that up anytime during the day if you're home. So look at the weather, look at your calendar, see what you got to do tomorrow. Is it time for your piano lesson? You can't take a piano with you, but you might need your music books. And you put those on your launch pad. Do you need to wear boots? Who knows? It could be raining. Put your rain boots there. It can be fun if you just think about it as a game and you're trying to put these tiles back in your little cup and you're just trying to put the cards back in the little jar. See, take a peanut butter jar and use it for your routines and lay them out. You can even throw in 1 or 2 of your weekly home blessing. You don't have to do weekly home blessing all at one time, even though when you do the 2-minute version, it's lickety split. It's fast. It's easy. It's ready to go. So we have a daily chart that you can get in our control journal section of our website that has a weekly home blessing each day. But put it on a tile and then dump it out on your table. And every time you walk past, do one. But the main thing is in the morning, get up and get dressed. I would put mine in my bathroom because get up and get dressed to lace up shoes. That's the most important part of your day, starting the day like that. And, making your bed when your feet hit the floor. Go to the bathroom, swish and swipe, get dressed and lace up shoes. You can pick out your clothes for tomorrow anytime. All you got to do is look at your calendar and see what you've got to do. It's that simple. It really is. So you don't have to wait until bedtime to do your before bed routine. A lot of times I have a favorite. I am addicted. I'll tell you right now. I'm addicted to those little wisp toothbrushes. You get them in a package of 25 and I keep a pack and also some little picks right by my chair. So while I'm watching TV or working or whatever, I keep those toothbrushes right there. And instead of, if I get a bad taste in my mouth, I'll just take one and brush my teeth while I'm sitting there. I probably brush my teeth more than anybody because I have these little toothbrushes that are right beside me. And so I can get my flossing and my teeth brushed before I even go to the bathroom to do my night routine with my face. So I wash my face. I do the little routine that my sister Dina and Jay have given me. I can't not do it. I scrub my face and then I put this lotion on, 2 different kinds of serum, and I feel like $1,000,000. I put drops in my eyes. I put my earplugs in. I take my nighttime medications. Bam. Bam. And it's done. It takes me 5 minutes to get in the bed because I've done a lot of my routine during the evening. I don't wait till the last minute. So if there's a troll on here, he can go away because it's usually a guy. Yep. So get rid of the trolls, people, and don't reply to them. That's how they get points, is when you comment on them. So I just gave him a point. Pooey on him. So that's the before bed routine. And guess what? I didn't print on the back side today. Thank you very much. Somebody taught me how to get rid of that. Leanne and I were not happy last night. We were dealing with that. Do you know where I can donate a vintage Army dress uniform circa 1950s? I would call your VFW, a local VFW, and ask them. You don't know. Somebody might need it, doesn't have it, but I wouldn't give it away to Goodwill or something, because people dress up as veterans, and that's not good. But it's from the 50s, so you might have a local museum that might want it. But call your local VFW, or if you know somebody who's a veteran, ask them what to do with it, and they can tell you. My father was in the service in the 50s, and he was in Korea, and I have a picture of him in his Air Force uniform. How do you get moving forward with not the crash and burn? It's called baby steps. And we want to get everything done. But we have a book. It's called Chaos to Clean in 31 Easy Baby Steps. We're going to go through this book next month. But these baby steps will help you more than anything. Just taking baby steps. Crash and burn is usually because of your perfectionism. And when you recognize that you won't stop what you're doing, say you set your timer for 15 minutes, but you keep resetting it and resetting it and resetting it and resetting it. No. That's your perfectionism doing that. Don't allow that to happen. Do you hear me? Stop it. Because your perfectionism is what causes the crash and burn syndrome. But if you'll take baby steps like Leanna and I are doing, we're encouraging each other to do our stairs this morning. We're getting them in. And if we can get more than half of them in by noon, we're in good shape. We are in good shape. But if we get to noon and we've only done 2, they're not going to get done the rest of the day. We know our bodies. We know our mindset. We know all this. So if we don't get them done by noon, if we don't get most of them done by noon, we're up creek without a paddle. So a lot of times when you crash and burn, you've made this elaborate morning routine that's 25 steps. Start with 3. Start with 5. Keep it doable. You get it too much. Take the baby steps. This is where our wisdom comes into play. We know ourselves. Leanne has worked out like a crazy person, but she knows she can't do that anymore. She's not going to get up and go to the gym. She lives way up on top of a mountain. It would take her 20 minutes to get to a local gym, and it would ruin her day. But she can run downstairs and put a load of laundry in. She can go downstairs and get her a cup of tea and go back up to her office and work. She can do 2. Here's what we do. We go downstairs and we put a load of laundry in. And then we putter around and we go back upstairs and then we go back down again. And we do 2 intentional things. I like to go down, come back up, go down again, and then put the load of laundry in. Because I've already got 1 under my belt. And I'm only trying to do 2. I'm not trying to do 4. I'm only trying to do 2. And I know me. If I get out of breath and work up a sweat, I'm not going to want to do it. So I take it easy. I'm being kind to me. And I know I can do it. I also have, I can't show you my phone because it's right there, but I have reminders there's a clock on your phone, and if you touch that clock on your phone, you can set up all these alarms. And I set them up where they don't have a snooze. You can't snooze. You can't snooze. You have to do. No snoozing allowed. So when the alarm goes off, you have to get up and do it. You have to get up and do it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You got to get up. When the alarm goes off, you have to get up. And now we have added this week some intentional little upper body stuff. Little upper body stuff going with it. So maybe you're going to carry a hand weight, or you're going to do some push-ups, or if you walk into your bathroom, use your bathtub as a place to do some push-ups or crunches or something. I like that. If you snooze, you lose. Well, we're not snoozing here. We got these alarms set up every hour, and then we're intentionally adding 15 minutes after the hour to stay ahead of ourselves so we don't get overwhelmed. Because we're doing 18, 20 flights every day. 18 or 20 flights every day. And even if you're not getting your heart rate up, you're still moving those muscles. You're making new muscles. And we need to change it up every other day too. So you allow those muscles to mend and build new tissue. So, baby steps work. Don't allow your perfectionism to make you go hog wild and then crash and burn. That's not fun. I inherited my home, but it has the atmosphere of a museum. What in the world do you keep from 3 generations of clutter? But immigration documents, marriage certificates, World War II soldiers' uniforms, and old photographs, I struggle. Any thoughts on heirlooms or historical records? I would take pictures of them. And that way you have them. You don't have to keep them. Now, immigration records, immigration documents, that might be fun you can take pictures of them and post them on 23andMe or Ancestry.com, on Facebook. I have a bunch of our family pictures that my husband took pictures of. And they were beautiful. And he made them look great. And I posted 100 family photos on Facebook, and my cousins are all on there, and they could see them. So having those pictures on Facebook, it shares with your family. But having the pictures on Ancestry.com, then anybody who is related in your family can see these folks. My grandfather, my step-grandfather, he did not have any children of his own. And somebody posted a bunch of pictures of Uncle Frank, and Patty and I have been so happy to see those. But you can take pictures of them. You can frame them if you want to. If you want to do a historic wall, we have a historic document from Robert's family on our wall. It's a pardon by a President Johnston for his great-great-great-grandfather during the Civil War. So the pardon allowed him to be a member of the House of Representatives. We have his pen that he wrote with, and his inkwell, and a thing that he blotted his signature with. That's all in our bookcase. It means a lot. And then Robert has an ancestor that was in a duel. And so one year I gave him dueling pistols that he made that are replicas of those dueling pistols. Flintlocks. So those are kind of in yes, and they do shoot. So you can come up with a display for them, but don't let that stand in your way. Get a Rubbermaid tub that's hermetically sealed. You may want to put you want to come up with a perfect routine. There is no perfect routine. It's just one that works. And you have to keep adapting. Yeah, something happened. I saw it this time. I did freeze up. I think it was my reminder. But don't look for the perfect routine. Make it fun. It's not your phone, it's mine. Because I sort of lost connection there for a second. Because I'm not on the internet. I'm not on Wi-Fi. I'm on Verizon right now. But put her routines on tiles. Make it a game. We have a video of Liz with Mikey having a game for cleaning his room. It's not Facebook. It's my connection here, and my reminders popping up. So don't call them Fly Lady tasks. That makes Fly Lady a bad word. It's a Fly Lady game we're going to play. All kids like to play games. So turn her routines into tiles or cards that flip over, roll a dice. We all like to play games. You should see how many people are on here on Mondays and Wednesdays. How do you clean with hard water? I'm having trouble removing grime from faucets that build up. Well, you can't let water dry. You need a dish towel to wipe down your faucets every time you run water, or you're going to have this crusty stuff. Now, I had to take a butter knife to scrape the calcium deposits off of my faucets when I first got. Vinegar's good too. Just take a purple rag soaked in vinegar and wipe things down every day, and you will help get rid of those deposits. And the purple rag does real good just with water to wipe things down. Okay, one more question. My husband has a bookshelf with books and bins filled with old movies, CDs in my son's room. I know it's not my place to get rid of his stuff, but he refuses to get it out of my son's room. He won't let me move somewhere so we can make my son's room the way he wants. How do I handle this? Well, make some space in your own closet for it. Get rid of some of your stuff and make some space in your own closet for these things. It's not a whole lot of stuff he's trying to hold on to. You're making a bigger deal out of it than it really is. And if it's, a couple of boxes, ask him kindly that you need to declutter your child's room. It's according to how old this child is, but it's a bookshelf. Make room in your closet for this bookshelf. Make a space. And that way he always has access to it, and he doesn't run the risk of something happening to his things if it's in your closet. So clean out a space for his stuff in your closet. Maybe it's a top shelf. Maybe it's your side of the closet you can put it on. And get it organized. But don't do it without his permission. That's the main thing. You got to tell him it's bothering you, that you want to help your son. And he's growing up. You want to get his room the way he wants it, so he wants to be at home. So y'all together clean out a space. And he probably prizes these old movies. That's fine. But make room in your closet for it. Well, folks, I will see you back here at 3 o'clock. And today, okay, I think I moved things around. We're going to pull something out of the wise old owl. If not, we are. So you just have to be kind. That's the main thing. Always be kind. Do a good deed for people. He likes this stuff, but you can't take it away from him. You can't take it away from him. That would be wrong. You wouldn't want somebody taking your stuff, would you? See you at 3 o'clock. I love you all. I got some flights to do. Leanne, you ready? Here we go. Ready, set, do some flights with us. Here we go. Bye.